Welcome to the William Lawrence Group. My name's John Witt and I'm your host. Today our guest is Mark Warden with William Lawrence Group. Mark, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So Mark, why don't you start off sharing a couple success stories about what makes the William Lawrence Group different?
Absolutely. So one aspect is the construction management and our approach to construction management. We don't take just a view of managing the construction, we want to manage the entire relationship. So one of the things that we focus on is making sure that our contract is well understood by our contractor and then that we manage it. Sometimes you put those contracts on a shelf and they gather dust and you never look at them again. So what we'd like to do is keep that ever present and review it with our contractor, meeting with them weekly, sometimes even daily if we need to make sure that our client receives the final product that they're hoping to get.
Yeah, so you got contract management in addition to or along with construction management.
Right, exactly. We're not just managing the dirt and the steel, we're managing the contract as well.
Okay.
And so one example is we went into an existing location to do a build out, and we discovered after we removed the floor coverings that the foundation was not going to be acceptable. And that was going to cause several issues for our existing tenants next door, which could potentially have impacted our client because we would have unhappy tenants, unhappy landlord, unhappy client. So we didn't want that to happen. So we worked and met daily with our general contractor to make sure that that project and that floor was redone in a way that had minimal impact to our client because it had minimal impact to our adjacent tenants.
Yeah, so keeping track of tenant relationships wasn't necessarily part of your base contract, but it is one of the things that you did to kind of demonstrate, your commitment to that particular client.
That's right. We didn't want anything that even could be extrapolated to us to cause any impact to our client.
Yeah, over and above service. Excellent. You said something earlier in our discussion about entitlements, working with cities.
Right. So one of the things that we do, and we are very, I think, good at doing, is working with cities and community groups to make sure that our clients are able to expand where they want to expand and receive the entitlements that they need. So in one city, actually a couple of different cities that we've worked in, there have been legislation on the books that was disadvantageous to our clients. In one case, they were laws that prohibited a certain number of stores going into that location in that city. And so we were able to work with government leaders to get an exception for our client to that law. But once you've got the legal part done, there's still community relations, right? That law came from somewhere.
Yeah, they were there to support the community, right?
Exactly. And so there were community groups that were concerned about what we were doing. And so we went and met with those community groups, went into the homes of these folks and brought our clients' products, sat down with them, explained to them exactly what we were going to do, where the store was going to be, how it was going to look, and allayed their concerns. And in the end, I think when we left, they were excited about our client bringing their product to their city.
Yeah, so once again, a little over and above the classic construction management. I mean, because you're making sure that the city, the community leaders, the community itself, and the tenant are all satisfied with this particular project.
Absolutely. If the client's not happy at the end of the day, then we're not happy.
Yeah. What's another example?
Another example of something we did was we were contacted by a client that was going to expand into a new region. And this client is one of the largest retailers in the world, has done business in Asia, Europe, the United States, many continents throughout the world. And they said, we need to go there and we need to go there as fast as we can. So we went from having no presence at all in this region to having a regional director, an office equipment, staff, being absolutely ready to respond to that client's needs in 5 days.
5 days.
5 days.
That's amazing. How long does that normally take?
I couldn't tell you, but I
It's
think
a lot
quite a
more
bit
than 5
longer.
days.
Absolutely.
That's a great story. And what did your client have to say about that?
He actually told us that, and he was the director for all these countries for their expansions. He told us that no one had ever done that type of a response. Nobody had gotten an office space up and running as quickly as we had.
Yeah, I've certainly never heard of a story like that. Well done.
Thank you.